All right, our next speakers are from a agronomic services company that I'm not going to pronounce because I'm not sure how, and they're not helping me out. So they will introduce their company, but they are going to be talking about getting the most out of your nitrogen fertilizer, which I think we can all relate. I'm not smart enough to buy things ahead of schedule. I'm not smart enough to plan. So when I rolled in and bought fertilizer this spring, I was not very happy. So we saw a huge increase in fertilizer costs. We've seen increases in all sorts of stuff. So as the cost of stuff goes up, we've got to figure out how to make the most of it. And we'll let these two gentlemen from their agricultural services agronomic services company, tell you how to make the most of your nitrogen and what happened in the market.
All right, thank you. Thanks for the Clearwater County for helping us out today. Thanks, Marty, for bringing us out. So yeah, that's, I'm not going to tell a joke, but turns out the name is the joke. If you live south of the border, you know about us because we're pretty prevalent down there. But we've been referenced to Kosh Fuels, we've been referenced to Kosh Ford, that is not how you say it. We've been referenced to flamboyant male chickens. But this is pronounced Coke. Coke Fertilizer Canada. We have a plant in Brandon, Manitoba. We're based out of Wichita, Kansas. Our division, part of the Coke world that I live in, is packaged goods. So what we do is we try to make your fertilizer more valuable to you, right? So we provide products that make you get your bang for your buck. When I first started chatting with, well, I guess how we got here, I was chatting with the guys at Benalto Ag, and you should probably talk to Marty. And we reached out to him, and he reached out back and said, you know, we'd really like you to come up and do a fertilizer market update. And I said, nope. Because nobody's going to jump off that ledge right now. Because all of you know that it's a volatile market, right? The constants right now in fertilizer world is that you still need it and it's expensive. So I thought there'd be more value to bring a guy like Bryce out to come and talk to you guys about how to use the fertilizer you buy more effectively. So Bryce is our Canadian agronomist. He looks after all of Canada, lives in Regina, has worked in all prairie provinces, originally from Manitoba. Don't hold that against him. It's there's front platers everywhere. But ultimately, he's going to talk to you guys today about how to get your bang for your buck, because it is expensive, and you guys are putting your hard-earned money into fertility, and ultimately, we want to make sure that you're getting the most out of it. So what you're putting down is being used by your crop. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to Bryce. We're set up in the back here. We're going to be set at the food table. Come and chat with us afterwards. And if you want to get into what my opinion of fertilizer pricing and markets are, by all means, I'll give you my opinion. But Bryce is going to take it away, and we're going to talk to you how to use your nitrogen more efficiently.
All right, thanks, Brad. So yeah, so as I was mentioned there, so I'm originally from Manitoba, grew up on a mixed farm there. I'm not going to talk about which breed of cattle we have, because probably half of you will stop listening to me at that point. So we'll go that way. As Brad said, I have worked in all three prairie provinces. So I did spend some time in southern Alberta in the irrigation district for quite a while as well, and now I'm in Saskatchewan. So when you pulled in and saw that green license plate on that Ford out there, somebody did probably wonder what the heck was going on. So that was me. So hopefully you didn't, you just left that truck alone. I got a long drive back yet here tonight. So. All right, so first we're going to go a little bit through making the most of your nitrogen. And probably I'll take, I guess, before you jump in that, I'll take one step back. So one of the things I do when I talk with my dad and brother about kind of things that are going on the farm back in southern Manitoba there, is I usually tell them what I think they should do that's going to be best to do, and then I'm going to also give them an option that is what they can do, because it's really going to depend on what's going on with the rest of the farm and everything else that way, right? So there's always some years you can kind of really go out and kind of try to get what you're trying to get done. Other times things are going to take a back seat and you're going to have to go through. So I'm going to try to keep this a little bit more conversational. I'm a little short on time here, so I'll skip a few slides. So if I'm skipping past some slides, it's just I won't spend too much time, or I'll cover it in a different spot from that standpoint. But hopefully what you'll take away from this are some of those things, that, what you should be doing with your fertilizer, and then you'll be able to take that and have a conversation with the retail about what you can do going into next year. So we'll go there. I don't know how many people have already put their fertilizer down in the fall. Does anyone want to kind of put a hand up, or no, maybe not? But if you haven't, you probably need to be thinking about what's going to happen in the spring for efficiencies and making sure your operation is going to be running smoothly from that standpoint. All right, so nitrogen. As much as we like to put nitrogen out on the field and hope it stays there, it's not all going to stay there. You're going to lose nitrogen. That's going to happen. So we got to figure out how we can kind of mitigate some of those losses. So if you're out there and you're broadcasting urea on your cropland, your hayland, your forage land, whatever it is you're trying to do, I like to ask questions, but I find even the most vocal people tend to get a little quiet in a presentation when I ask questions. They don't want to put up their hand, whatever, and also kind of their neighbors are looking. So I'm not going to make you put up a hand or anything, but I want you to think about it. So if you are broadcasting straight white urea on your fields, can you predict the rain?